brought another amazing movie for you. Today I'm going to explain The Amazing Spider-Man Part 2. Spoilers ahead! Watch out and take care! Before we dive into this video, if you haven't seen Part 1 yet, the link is in the description below. Make sure to watch it first So in the last part, Peter tells his love Gwen the truth. And in the next scene, it is shown that this Dr. Connors has turned from a lizard back into a human, and as soon as he becomes human, his hand also becomes the same as before. Yet the serum's effects that had transformed him into a lizard still lingered. He had grown addicted to the creature's raw power, so much so that he began to see his human form as weak, even useless. They even see all of humanity as a weak and inferior race, deciding to transform everyone into lizards like themselves. The next day, when Peter Parker visits the lab to meet Dr. Connors, he notices that the doctor is acting strangely, and they make excuses and leave. As Peter starts to leave the lab, he spots the lab rat that had been injected with the serum, now mutated into a monstrous creature. The horrifying sight confirms Peter's suspicion. Dr. Connors has used the serum on himself and become the lizard. Later, Peter meets with Gwen's father, a police officer, and tries to warn him. He insists that Dr. Connors is the lizard, but the officer dismisses Peter's claim as nonsense and angrily throws him out. Dr. Corner has been fired from the company, and the effect of his serum has also ended. He is further modifying and strengthening the serum to turn all of humanity and himself into lizards. The next scene shows that Peter decides that he will now take pictures of the doctor when he has transformed into the lizard, so that he can show the police officer with evidence, and he secretly places a camera in a large drain while chasing the lizard and starts waiting for the lizard there on the net. And after a while, the lizard suddenly flies there and attacks Peter Parker, that is, Spider-Man, and then the two of them fight, but Peter cannot face the power of the lizard. That's why he runs away from there, and on the other hand, the lizard, that is. Dr. Corners finds Peter's camera and sees the name of Matter Parker on it, and he comes to know that it is Peter Parker who is bothering me by becoming Spider-Man. The very next day, Dr. Connors, now consumed by anger, can't stop thinking about Spider-Man, the one who's constantly getting in his way. Fueled by rage, he injects himself with the serum once again, this time with one goal in mind: kill Peter Parker. Suddenly, he erupts from beneath the ground at Peter's school, ready to strike. A brutal showdown begins as Peter and the lizard clash. Peter manages to web him up, just barely, but the restraint holds only for a moment. As police sirens echo closer, the lizard tears through the webs and vanishes into the darkness before they arrive. Next day, Dr. Connors was now fully prepared to turn everyone into lizards. He took the serum and headed towards the city. Upon reaching there, the soldiers opened fire on him and tried their best to stop him. But Dr. Connors sprayed the serum on them all and left. The soldiers who were sprayed started turning into lizards. Dr. Connors now begins to move towards Oscorp Industries. On the other hand, while searching for the doctor, Spider-Man reaches the doctor's secret lab, where he discovers the doctor's plan to release the serum into the city's atmosphere so that everyone turns into lizards. After knowing all this, Peter Parker calls Gwen and tells him to go to the Oscorp Industries and make an antivirus, and I will also come there. After preparing the antivirus, Gwen exits the building, and her father puts her in the car. They went inside the building with the antivirus so that they could give Peter Parker the antivirus and help him. Dr. Connors, who has become a lizard, has also arrived here because he wants to spread the serum in the air through the machine, which will turn everyone into lizards. He takes the machine and goes to the top of the building and installs it, and starts preparing the serum. Meanwhile, suddenly Peter Parker, Spider-Man, comes and throws the lizard down with a flying kick, and starts fighting with it. But the lizard is about to kill Peter Parker when suddenly Gwen's father comes from behind and saves him. He gives him the antivirus and says that I see the lizard, you release the antivirus into the air. After that, Peter Parker spreads the antivirus into the air. But at the same time, the lizard injures the police officer very badly. Just then, the lizard charges at Spider-Man to stop him. But it's too late. The antivirus has already taken effect. In moments, the monstrous form begins to recede, and Dr. Connors slowly returns to his human self. The lizard's influence over him starts to fade away. Suddenly, Spider-Man rushes to Captain Stacy, who lies gravely wounded. With his final breaths, he looks at Peter and says, "I misjudged you. I'm sorry, but you have to promise me. Stay away from Gwen. Keep her safe." And with those last words, he dies in Spider-Man's arms. A few days later, Peter keeps his distance from Gwen, holding onto the promise he made to her father. But Gwen can't stay away. She visits his house, determined to find out why he's pulling away. "Why aren't you meeting me, Peter?" she asks, her voice filled with confusion. Peter sighs, looking down before answering. "I promised your father that I'd stay away. I can't break that." The next day, Peter sits behind Gwen in class, their eyes meeting across the room. With a smirk, he leans forward and whispers, "Promises are made to be broken." And just like that, they're back together, ready to face whatever comes next. And that's how the story ends. So, friends, how did you like this recap? If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching!